Hello everyone, this is Bodhi, and welcome back to another episode on the Cornerstone SMP server. This is episode 19, and right now we are standing on the interior of our Echo base shield generator that we recently built as a part of our brand new Star Wars base project. Now, the reason that I'm standing on the inside of this and not the outside is because there are some big updates to the mountain project that we started in the last episode. And I don't want to give those away right now because I think the best way to show them would be in the form of a third-person time-lapse. So I'm going to get things started really quickly today with a time-lapse. So I hope you guys enjoy that and enjoy the progress we've made on the mountain. And I will see you after that time-lapse. So I hope you all enjoyed that time-lapse to get things started today. We have obviously been doing a ton of work on this here mountain project. I did a little bit of it on stream and some of it off camera, and we have got a very good portion of this done. Now, if you couldn't tell, we obviously have only been working on the front of the mountain. Now, I think that that's how it's going to be for quite a while, and to be honest with you guys, I don't know if we're gonna even do the back of this thing. And that's sort of something that Minecraft YouTubers are infamous for, you know, never working on the back of their base. But to be honest, I really don't see the point at this stage, because right now the main view of this base is going to be from the front, and that's going to be the important angle of it. And I think it's much more important to finish the front side of the mountain rather than the back, because no one's really going to be looking at that, to be honest. So yeah, we're definitely going to be working more and more on this mountain over time, and hopefully we can finish up the entirety of this front section pretty soon. Now, we also did some work on this mountain right here, the naturally generated one that I want to get rid of. And we're going to be working on this later, but as you can see, I have spent a lot of time just trying to mine out this area to the best of my ability, but it is quite a slow process. So I think we might need to work on it in a different fashion later on. But before we get started on anything like that, I want to head over to the shopping district because we haven't checked in on our profits in a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, here we are in the server shopping district, and before we go ahead and check up on our profits, I wanted to let you all know that we have actually added 2 new members to the server pretty recently, and I forgot to mention it in my last episode, so I'm going to do it now, and I think that they're actually both online right now. Yeah, they are. So as you can see from the tab menu, we have Elementalist75 and Jack of all Trades as new names on the server. So I will be sure to include the links to their YouTube channels down in my description below. So be sure to go check out their channels, because they're both producing amazing content, as like everyone else on the server is. So I would highly recommend that you go check them out and show them some love, welcome them to the server in their comment section. But without further ado, let's take a look at our profits in our first shop here, which is our bone and coal shop. Okay, some people bought some coal, no profits on the bones for now. Now let's take a look at the beacon shop. I think we might have sold a lot of these. Okay, yeah, with the new members needing to buy beacons, we've actually made a lot of diamonds off of those. Let's turn those into diamonds. Yeah, we're doing good on those. Okay, now let's head over to our last shop for the time being, which is this. And okay, we sold a lot of shulker boxes as well, which is amazing. And oh my goodness, we actually have a really good amount of profits right now. And I did decide to restock this with a couple of elytras. And so it looks like we sold one already, which is really, really cool. So that is 2.5 stacks of diamonds, just about, which is actually probably the most we've ever collected at once on an episode. Before we head back to our Echo Base area, I want to take a look around the shopping district here because I think there's some new stuff popping up that is really cool. Now, I know that Lemon Slice has been working on finishing up the town hall, and he made this cool little like centerpiece area with a fountain that doesn't seem to have any water in it so far, but hey, it still looks really awesome, and this is just such an amazing build. It looks so beautiful. And over here, we can actually see a shop that has already been put together by Jack of all trades. Looks like he's actually here right now. Oh, yeah, there he is. And it's not open yet, so we can't go inside, but it might be selling concrete, which is something that the server actually really needs. No one is selling concrete yet, so that is a really good way for him to get his foot in the door and start getting involved in the shopping district. Now this shop right here, whoops, also caught my eye because this is a fantastic build, and it's also done by Lemon Slice, who did the town hall. And let's see what this is selling because I'm not at all sure. Read me. Welcome to the Build Castle. At this shop, you can place an order for a build. Oh, he's literally selling builds. Wow. Okay, that is something that has not been done yet, and actually has to be pretty excited because Lemon Slice is an amazing builder just from what we can see in the shopping district. And not to mention his base he's been building is absolutely fantastic. I've been watching all of his videos. You should definitely go check him out, as with everyone else on the server for sure. But yeah, I think that's about it for the updates on the shopping district. So why don't we go ahead and head back to our snowy wasteland Star Wars base now and get to work on that. So we're back in this area now in front of this unavoidably ugly mountain face here. Now I mentioned that we were working on getting progress done on taking this down. Now I want to literally take out this entire mountain or hill here because it doesn't fit in with the theme of the terrain that we want, and it just blocks the view from this angle of our actual shield generator. So it's really just going to be better if we built it, but I think that I completely underestimated how long this is going to take if we just try to mine it. And so I've just been trying to do that off camera because obviously it's pretty boring to watch, even in form of a time lapse just taking it out. But I think that we have a way that we can do it in today's episode that will help us get it done faster and also might be a little bit more enjoyable to watch. So we are going to try to explode this mountain. That's right, we're going to get a bunch of TNT and fill this thing up with it, place it all across the top and inside, and hopefully set this thing off with a couple of massive explosions. Now, I'm not sure how much of it we can take out, but there's really no limit on how much TNT we can make right now. Well, there definitely is, but we have access to a lot of gunpowder thanks to our agreement with Will that we can use his gunpowder farm to stock ourselves on rockets and also TNT, so it's absolutely fantastic. Now, I am going to have to go out and gather an absolute ton of sand, several shulker boxes worth, because I want to make tons and tons of TNT, maybe even fill a whole chest with TNT and set it to work on this mountain. And I think that's going to be pretty exciting to blow this thing all up, but let's get to gathering that sand, and I'll meet you guys back at this area. Sometimes it's just super nice and relaxing to just go to work, break a bunch of blocks, and gather up a ton of materials, and listen to a podcast, listen to some music, or in this case, watch The Office in the background. But yeah, we did a ton of sand gathering there, and it allowed us to get an entire shulker box of TNT. Luckily, Will had a bunch of gunpowder in supply, and I don't think he needed several double chests worth, and I have free access to any gunpowder, so we took a bunch, made a bunch of TNT, and we're good to go now. So yeah, I think that this will work the best in the form of actually another time lapse. So today's episode is going to be filled with a lot of time lapses. I think the best way to go about blowing this up might be to make little columns downwards and fill the TNT with them and blow it up from sort of the inside, or maybe we could just layer the top with TNT and blow it up from the top down. Not really sure which method will be the best yet, but either way, let's kick this off into a time lapse, and I will see you guys after we've done some big explodification. Alright, never mind. It's time for a change of plans because as you guys can see, I have barely made any progress. Like, I've taken a couple spots a few blocks back, but the sad part is that was around 5 stacks of TNT just to get that done. So, the fact that a full shulker box will probably not even get this thing halfway done means that it's time to find another method. I tried different ways of placing the TNT, like placing it up and downwards or placing it across the top, and it's just a bit chaotic and random, and we're not gonna get the best use out of our TNT trying to explode this thing manually. So I have come up with a better idea, which is to try and use automatic TNT duping using flying machines. Now, I am pretty much an amateur at stuff like this with flying machines and stuff, but there are people on YouTube way smarter than me about it, so I'm going to be using a tutorial from RaiseWorks, which is actually designed to make a TNT flying machine that's meant to mine out a perimeter in the ground, like down to bedrock. But I'm going to be using it obviously very differently, so by tweaking the height and moving it up a little bit, I can control it so that it only breaks down to the surface level right here. Now, we might end up getting a few blocks left behind, like 1 or 2 blocks above this layer, or we might have a little few patches of holes in the ground here. But honestly, filling the patches in and breaking a couple of blocks with Instamine here and there is going to be much better than trying to manually destroy this whole mountain. So you know what, let's go ahead and get started building this flying machine because it's honestly a pretty simple contraption overall. So yeah, I want to get started on building it, and I'll catch you guys when we have it in place. Okay, so floating in the sky there behind me is our new TNT flying machine contraption. So let's go ahead and go up there and take a look. So this, like I said, is a design by RaiseWorks, and I just love how easy it was to put together. It didn't take me a long time at all. So with how easy it is, we could totally use this thing to clear out more mountains if we have to get rid of like some of those ones over there in the future, because yeah, it's just really easy to put together. Now, I think that we are actually ready to test this thing. I did take a copy of this schematic right here and put it in a creative world just to make sure that it worked, and it looked like everything was going exactly to plan, so I think that we're ready to test it. So let me go ahead and get rid of some of these last scaffolding blocks just so there's nothing it could crash into. And also, I think let's go ahead and turn the block volume down, because with all the TNT going off and stuff, it might be a little bit loud. So to start this thing, all we have to do is remove this block right here. But first of all, I'm going to get into this minecart right here to make sure that we go along with the contraption. And why is that moving? I don't think that's supposed to be moving. No. No! Okay, I think it's in the center. Let's just go ahead and remove it. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's going. Oh my god. It's working. It's working perfectly, I think. Okay, at this point, things got a bit laggy, but long story short, it's working perfectly, and we're gonna be doing a time lapse of this, so now you can just sit back and enjoy this mountain being exploded from above, and I'll see you when it's all gone. Well, guys, this mountain is now completely gone, and I've got to say, this contraption that we put to work is absolutely fantastic. ArraysWorks design has once again been put to amazing use on the server, and I will have the link to it in the description below if you want to build this for yourself to get rid of a mountain or to dig a giant quarry in the ground. Either way, this thing is super useful. But yeah, let's take a look at the area down here because it's not looking too great right now. It kind of looks like a giant war zone, which I guess technically it will be once we start adding in the Star Wars elements to this area. But the point is, it doesn't look good with all these random holes in the ground and whatnot, so we're gonna have to do some tidying up of this area here and making it look smoother and more in line with the natural terrain that we're going for. So I'll probably do a lot of that off camera because we've already done a bunch of work in today's episode. But either ways, I am super duper happy that this project is now finished. At one point during the time-lapse, Hicks also came over to visit our area and also left us this horrifyingly weird villager head tree. And I don't know how to feel about it, but I'll leave it up for the time being. God, this is just, I don't even know. But that is going to have to be it for today's episode. Many hours went into doing all the work for this episode. We worked on the mountain, and then we worked on a different mountain, but, you know, destroying it instead of building it. So please do leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you're new and want to see more Cornerstone content, which, by the way, we're actually only 5 subscribers away from 100, which is really exciting. If anyone has any ideas for what an 100 subscribers special could look like, I don't know, let me know, because that is definitely a super important milestone, and I have a feeling we're going to get that probably within the next few weeks, I'm hoping. But yeah, without further ado, guys, this has been Bodhi, and I will see you all in the next episode.